Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today we'll be talking about the annual Malone Children's and Family Service Home with the Executive Director, Keisha Lee, today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Keisha Lee, Executive Director of the Annie Malone Family and Children's Services. Ms. Lee, how are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Fine. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Tell us about Annie Malone Family and Children's Services. Children Family Services. It's the children's first.
That's right. Children are always first.
Right.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal agency, historic agency in the St. Louis area. And I am just honored to lead this organization along with my board into a more impactful set of years and programs into the community. We have a number of wraparound services that we do. Everyone knows about the parade, but we're so much more than just the parade.
Tell us, you have some other events before the parade, right?
Well, we have the big parade on Sunday, May the 15th, downtown St. Louis. And we're going to have a few events prior to the parade. Yes. But those events have been rescheduled to a later date. And now you're the first person to know.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
But you will have other events.
Yes. Lots of events. It's all about bringing the community together. And our community loves to celebrate and have fun.
Now, you're in St. Louis, and tell us what the Annie Malone Parade meant to you.
Oh, the Annie Malone Parade meant everything to me. It was my time growing up to show my family what I've been doing all year in school as far as cheering, drill team, and things like that. My family used to always have a spot on Natural Bridge right there in front of Burger King. My aunt Edna would get us up early and have us up there with our chairs and get our spot together. But it also is a parade about community. When you think about it, in our community, our small businesses, it's their time to really get their awareness out there. All of the barbers and beauticians, our car clubs, the motorcycle clubs, also the kids, the bands, the sororities, the fraternities, and different things like that. But also the corporations that we serve, serve us in our community, and we patronize in these businesses. So like Schnucks, Procter & Gamble, different type of beauty supplies, and just the churches and things like that. So it's a big community event. It's like a holiday, I say. A St. Louis holiday is the May Day Parade. That's how I feel about it. But I love it. It's family.
It's the second largest African-American parade in the country, I understand.
Yes, it is. The second largest. Phenomenal. It's just great. I'm even having my family from Mississippi come up this year to see it. And I tell them about it and brag about it all the time. It's phenomenal.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm used to the Bud Billiken Parade. But when I moved to St. Louis and saw what the Annie Malone Parade was, I was more than impressed, because it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, the corporate sponsorship, what does this do for the Annie Malone Children's Home, Annie Malone Family, Children Family Services, and what is your vision for the facility?
Yeah, so the corporate sponsorships is very, very important because, like I say, we are the parade, but we're so much more. So having corporate sponsorships to help us fund these programs to be more impactful in the community, and the vision is to get more towards preventative services and treatment. So having corporate sponsorships, like for our crisis center, we get calls all through the night, and kids are dropped off at the spare of a moment when a family may have experienced some hardships, like just recently lost their apartment, and no parent wants their kids to go into a shelter. And then also, if a parent may have just overdosed or been killed, we know it's a lot of tragedy in the city, we get those kids. And then one thing I pride myself on is that we do not split sibling groups up. And that's a good thing, because imagine being a child and you just have been ripped from a home which you thought was normalcy for you, and then you're split from your siblings. That doesn't feel good at all. So those type of programs are very important, and we need corporate sponsorship and foundation sponsorships to really keep that going and active in the community. Those kids come to us with nothing but the clothes and stuff they have on their backs. Another program that we have is our K through 12 Therapeutic School. My motto for that school is we're going to move towards the trade side of things, because I really want these children in this school to learn about different trades and try to end that classroom to prison pipeline. A lot of our kids like to wear Nikes and Jordans and things like that, which is why I am so thankful and happy that Nike has come aboard as a sponsor to the Annie Malone Parade and work with us in partnership, because when those kids graduate with my school, I want them to graduate with a skill. That way they do not have to rob, steal, sell drugs or something to buy some Nike tennis shoes or a hoodie or anything that's fashionable at that time. They really need a skill set to set them up in life, like I said, to end that classroom to prison pipeline and things of that nature. So having that corporate sponsorship is very important. Also, we have a Teen Safer program, which is a drug prevention and treatment in the evenings. And our kids come with us, they get dinner, and they get therapeutic services and it gets real, Bernie. I'm telling you, the emotions and things that they're coping with is child-led, but we have therapists on site, and we have a lot of success stories already from that program. Another thing that we have is not just about the kids, but about the parents too. Remember I said something about that wraparound services?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Parents, we have a parent advocacy program and education program. We help parents get reunified with their kids that have been taken, because we know there's no handbook to parenting. Everybody goes through something. We go to court with them. We do a home business. We have Parent Cafe. It's a triple P parenting model. We also do prevention, where you're at risk of getting your kids taken. We go into the home, help if they need beds, and I am a hands-on leader. I'm out in Bob's Furniture and everywhere else picking out bunk beds and stuff like that, because I know how important it is. I grew up where we didn't have much either, so I understand this. But I told my kids and the parents and my staff, like, your right now is not your forever, and I mean that. So again, having the support of the community, and while we do this, we're sitting in the Ville neighborhood. We're not out somewhere living a good life where we serve the people in the community. No, we sit right there in the same community that we serve.
It's wonderful. How can we reach you? And are there the families charge money for these services?
No, we do not charge our families for these services. They are in crisis, and we are a crisis center and a social service agency. We do not charge. Even during the pandemic, we didn't close our doors, because think about it, we hit a crisis with the pandemic. So the agency that aids in crisis can be in crisis too and shut the doors. We did not shut our doors. We do not charge. And believe it or not, a lot of people are still dealing with the pandemic.
Yes. How can one reach you?
They can go to our website at www.anniemalone.com. All of my staff contact numbers are there, program leaders, things like that. They can also call us at 314-531-0120. You can go to our Facebook page, that is Annie Malone Children and Family Services, on Facebook, also on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. You find a way to reach me or reach my staff, and we're going to help.
And you also have an email address?
Yes. You can reach us. Our email address is info@anniemalone.com or amcfs@anniemalone.com as well, or KeishaLee@anniemalone.com.
Tell us a little about Keisha Lee.
Keisha Lee love people. I have a big family, and I'm homegrown for St. Louis, although I really love Mississippi because that's where a majority of my family's from. But I love St. Louis, and I love family, and to me, that's what we have in St. Louis. Even some of the people were like, oh my God, this is just part of your family. You just got to get in line with the crime and stuff like that. But I love St. Louis. I love what we do when we get together, but I think our city is in crisis with our kids. And that's one thing that I take to heart with me. I have a heavy heart about it. And I'm really trying to get ahead of the prevention services and of resources. We need more resources in these type of communities, especially with agencies like Annie Malone, that's African American agency, that's historic and actually doing the work. I invite anyone to come and be a partner with us. I have a genuine heart. I could connect with community partners as well. I'm not in competition with anyone in the community. I say it takes a village, and we are that village. So if we don't offer the service, I'm going to say, hey, here's someone else. Go reach out to them, and I'll call them and say, you have this family that's going through this. we don't have enough beds or we don't have the service, can you take them? We're all in this together, and I come genuine, Bernie. That's just me. I think that's why I've gotten the love and support from the community, and even I've been overwhelmed by it. Procter & Gamble just showed up and bought us tons of stuff. St. Louis Development Corporation to Tashara Jones has been very nice and like, hey, we got you. Congresswoman Cori Bush, Senator Carla May, Alderwoman Pam Boyd, who sits on our board, Shameen Hubbard, just a lot of people, Joe Palm. It's a lot of people have reached out like, we got you. I understand what you're trying to do. We're listening, and we're not going to let you fail. We're not going to let the city fail, the agency fail, you fail. Everybody's pulling the resources together with our programs and everything. And I love it. I love it because I know the impact that it makes, and I see my babies every day and the families every day, so I know the services that are needed. I
think Annie Malone is in very good hands with you, Keisha Lee. We're going to take a short break and come back with someone else from Annie Malone, John Bowman. Thank you so much, Keisha Lee, for visiting with us today, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this.
Will you help New Life Evangelistic Center get back into 1411 Locust Street? Your tax-deductible gifts are urgently needed at this particular time, and there's many different ways that we're working to get back in that facility. One of the ways is to continue to inform the community through the Bernie Hayes Show and other programs. And if you haven't supported the Bernie Hayes Show and the work of New Life Evangelistic Center, please do it now. It's urgently needed. Your gifts are deeply appreciated. So many homeless people are waiting to get back into 1411 Locust, and so many others need the direct help that New Life is trying to provide at this time, but it's facing some real financial needs, and that's why your gift is very, very important. And to express our thankfulness for all of you that are sharing your gifts, we want to send you this special Bernie Hayes cup. It's my wife's favorite drinking cup. She loves to drink out of this cup, and this is actually the only coffee cup she wants to use is the Bernie Hayes cup. It's something very special about this cup, and we'll send it to each one of you that share a gift of $25 or more with the New Life Evangelistic Center and ask for your Bernie Hayes cup. It's P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, that's 63166. Your gift will not only help us get back into the 1411 Locust building, but will help our first responders that are on the streets, the first responders that we have out there day after day, night after night. It will help keep our women and children in our safe houses, continue to keep our training programs open, our worldwide mission work, whether it's in India, Haiti, Africa, so many different things the New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. In addition to NLEC TV, tell your family and friends about it. Put it on your phone. Put on your get that phone app on all your friends' phones so that they can all see the Bernie Hayes Show or go to 24.2. It's your prayers and gifts that make all of this possible. I thank God for those of you who continue to pray for the reopening of 1411 Locust and the work of New Life Evangelistic Center. There's so many obstacles we're facing as we try to help the homeless, but we're going to continue to give it to God. We're going to continue to pray. We're going to continue to work, but we need you to partner with us. So again, it's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, that's 63166. I thank God for each one of you that are praying, caring, and sharing.
And welcome back. I want to thank Keisha Lee for visiting with us today. And now another person who supports the Annie Malone Children and Family Service Center and a board member, Mr. John Bowman. John, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Bernie. I'm doing well. It's great to see you again.
And to see you too. Thank you for coming by. It's been about a year since you've been here, hasn't it?
It's been a few years. Yeah, too long. I got to come more often.
Yeah. John, you head of the county NAACP, but you're also on the board of Annie Malone Children and Family Services.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Why?
Well, it is an honor to be a part of a historical institution such as Annie Malone. The rich history that exists with the Ville and the work and philanthropy and selflessness that Annie Malone provided for that community, and the longevity of her service and what she provided for children and families, I find it's an honor to be able to pay it forward and make my contributions at this time to make sure that institution maintains credible and strong presence in our community, and try to work towards making a positive influence on the legacy of that great work that Annie Malone did for those years. And it's just an important part of our community, as we all know.
Being a board member, what's your vision for the agency in the future?
You know, we have family needs, the holistic approaches where we're trying to move towards providing wraparound services to address not only the needs of the children, but also to make sure the family is healthy as well, because without a healthy parent, you don't have a healthy child.
John, you're affiliated with so many organizations. You run the St. Louis County chapter of the NAACP, a former state rep. I mean, there's so much, a businessman, instructor, educator. How do you find time to do this?
Time management has become something that sometimes I'm amazed myself at how I have managed to kind of put myself in slots of the day. But as the saying goes, for those who have much, much is required. And I have adopted that as a true part of who I am. And to help my community and my people is a reward within itself. So I don't find it so much as a challenge. I just try to make sure I get enough sleep at night.
Being a board member in a very wonderful position at the Annie Malone Children and Family Service Agency, you're also the head of the NAACP. John, could you give us an update on what's going on with the NAACP in the county?
Well, yeah, the work continues in the NAACP. You know, we are still fighting forward, but not losing sight of the history of the NAACP. But we also have to keep our eye on strategies and how we address civil rights violations and equity, disparity in healthcare, disparity in education, disparity in incomes. We still have to address those issues and meet them head on. And even locally, there are much more personal issues that we're confronted with, such as wrongful incarcerations and people not being treated fairly while they're incarcerated. So there's a tremendous amount of work that still needs to be done by the NAACP. And fortunately, I have the support of a strong board there as well, and committed volunteers, because as you know, the NAACP is not a paid position. It is a labor of love for helping others and fighting for justice.
But you've been involved with so many issues since you've taken over the county NAACP. Any lingering issues that haven't been resolved yet?
I would like to say there is still some need for serious actions to be taken in some of the police reform conversations we hear, and as well as making sure we try to invest in preventive measures up front, opposed to waiting until someone uses 911, because at that point the crime has occurred. So we could focus on some preventive measures before those things happen. I think that would be a step in the right direction. Okay,
let's get back to the Annie Malone Children and Family Services. What made you become a board member, John? Why?
I was exposed to Annie Malone years ago as a former state rep, and even before that, the parade itself was in our community when I lived in North St. Louis when I was younger. And the memories, the excitement and all of that, it has always been a part of, some of the most positive times in my life. So when I was asked by one of the other board members to come on board, they thought that I could add some value to what they were trying to accomplish. I didn't hesitate to say yes. I'm willing to commit some time to this organization because it is a treasure in our community, and it is doing work that's much needed. So I just decided I was willing to set aside some time and make sure I did my part to try to help out as well.
And you being a board member in St. Louis, and you've seen the parade route change 2 or 3 times, haven't you?
I have seen it change several times, actually, during my lifetime. And, of course, the majority of the time after Left Page was over on Natural Bridge. And it was a beautiful thing having it right there in our community, but then it grew so much. And as you know, it is being recognized as it's probably the second largest African-American parade in the country. And with the barriers that they have placed in Natural Bridge right now, there's no way we could have that parade there anymore. And I'm sentimental about it as well as many people are. But realistically, if you're going to be recognized as the second largest parade in the country, you have to be located in a place where you have the spaces that you can comfortably accomplish this.
That's great. How can we reach you, John Bowman?
Okay, well, my office number is 314-899-0033. That's the NAACP St. Louis County office. We have gone down to a skeletal crew like everyone else because of the pandemic. We are contemplating at the Well, we would have to wait from the permission of the national NAACP to go back into person-to-person contact. But right now, if you call that number, you'll probably get our voicemail, but someone will respond to your call.
Is there any email addresses or websites we can check out?
That's probably the best way to contact us is through email, and that's jbowman@naacp.stlouiscounty.org.
That's great. Okay, so but 899-0033 is the phone number?
That's the phone number.
Okay.
Yes.
John, it's such a pleasure having you here, and you know so much. Now, once again, let me ask you this. What's the board's vision for the Annie Malone Children and Family Services?
The board is working through making a transition into new leadership. We're excited about the energy and the passion that our new CEO has, and the board is there to fully support the vision and also help implement policies and practices that will make us operate more efficiently, more effectively, and regain the support that we need from captains of industry in the St. Louis region and others to make sure we have the resources needed to provide all that should be provided to our children and families.
Tell us a little bit about who is John Bowman.
Oh, man,
we have a few minutes.
Yeah. That's a great question because I ask myself some days. But I tell you who I am recently. I am the person who had the pleasure of going to Cape Town, South Africa for 2 weeks. And instead of just looking at that as a vacation, it became somewhat of a pilgrimage and a definitely mind-changing and spiritual changing event. But before that, I'm just a kid who grew up over in North St. Louis like most of us who, had the pleasure of influencers like yourself and Jim Buford and, many other strong, Jet Banks and Paula Carter. They played a key role in helping develop me into the person that I am today. I saw them fight hard for our community, and they were unwavering in their commitments. People like President Donna Harris Stowe and others. I had the privilege of having a lot of strong African Americans as my role model. And I feel it's important that our kids see that, and I'm trying to also be that type of person, that mentor for our children so that they can know that whatever they want to be, they can be.
I remember before the apartheid ended in South Africa, you were very vocal against that. I want to come back and talk about that in a minute.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Oakland, Missouri. And Reverend Larry Rice has been here over more than 50 years servicing those in need from 1411 Locust Street to 2428 Woodson Road in Oakland. Back with John Bowman after this.
As we celebrate 50 years of God's faithfulness, how I thank God for all the years that we've been able to work side by side with Bernie Hayes. What a blessing this man has been, and what a blessing all of you all have been as you've continued to partner with New Life Evangelistic Center so we can feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, reach out and be a family to those that have no family at all. Now, as we're celebrating 50 years of God's faithfulness, I'm asking you to pray that we can get back into 1411 Locust at this particular moment. It was such a hideous crime when rich folks move in the neighborhood, shut that building down and put the homeless on the street. So many are suffering out there. Now, if you'd like myself or my grandson, Chris Aaron, to come and share with your church or business or group, please call us at 314-421-302. Yes, we're celebrating 50 years of God's faithfulness, thanking God for Bernie Hayes and all of his supporters and all of you that have been praying. The door's open now. We want to move into 1411 Locust. We've got to complete the work. Through your prayers, through your involvement, we can make a difference. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our subject for today is Willie Best, who was one of the first well-known African-American film actors and comedians, although his work, like that of Stephen Fetchit, is sometimes reviled because he was often called upon to play stereotypical, lazy, illiterate, and simple-minded characters in film. In addition to being a talented comedian and character actor, Best was also a musician and a songwriter. He starred alongside some of the era's greatest comedians, including the Marx Brothers, Bob Hope, Laurel and Hardy, and Shirley Temple. Bob Hope, who worked with Best in The Ghostbreakers and Nothing But the Truth, once referred to Best as the finest actor I knew. In addition to his numerous film roles, he also graced the television screen, like series of My Little Margie, The Trouble with Father, also known as The Stu Irvin Show, and Racket Squad. Bess was never given the opportunity to portray characters beyond the stereotypical porter and janitor roles, and he was a victim of backlash also during the Civil Rights Movement. Willie Best died February 27, 1962. Willie Best.
There are so many women and children experiencing homelessness in the United States and throughout the world. You can be a part of the difference today by partnering alongside New Life Evangelistic Center and the work that they're doing to save women and children's lives who are experiencing homelessness. In St. Louis, we have safe houses where women are able to find the rest that they need and the job, training, and transitioning from going from homelessness to housed. You can make a difference by partnering with us financially today. Another way you can help is the women and children in India who are experiencing brokenness and hurt and pain. Donate to New Life today to make a huge difference in their lives. There are so many people who are hurting, but you can make a difference in the life of the individual today by partnering alongside New Life Evangelistic Center.
Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is John Bowman. Earlier today we had Keisha Lee. He's the CEO of the Annie Malone Children Family Service Center. And John Bowman is a board member, and he's also the head of the NAACP, St. Louis County. John, any upcoming events that you want to tell us about?
Well, first of all, I definitely want to mention that everyone come on out and have a good time at the Annie Malone Parade, which is on May 15th. We're located on Market Street. The parade will start at exactly 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And also, as a side note, once again, let me repeat that. May 15th, the Annie Malone Parade is on Market Street. Start time will be 1 p.m. We still have opportunities for you to be a part of it. Put your car, your float, or whatever you would like into it, and enjoy a beautiful time downtown with us at the Annie Malone Parade.
And that number is 533-0120.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. And once again, we look forward to bringing the parade back to the greatness that we all remember it being growing up.
Now, what about NAACP? You have an event coming up?
Oh, yeah. We have our annual Freedom Fund dinner, which will be coming up on Monday, June 13th, and it will be at the Marriott downtown on Washington Avenue, Washington and 9th Street. And the VIP starts at 5:30. The dinner itself will start at 7 p.m. That's June 13th, kind of a kickoff to the Juneteenth celebrations.
How can we reach you again? We need to know how to get in touch with you.
314-899-0033.
And email address and phone numbers and the website?
Yes, it's jbowman@naacp.stlouiscounty.org.
Tell us about the Freedom Fund dinner. What does it entail?
So the Freedom Fund dinner is our annual way of raising funds for our operating costs and also being able to extend resources to our youth branch as well as our college branch. Mm-hmm. We use that money during the national convention. We send children to the national convention to compete in what is known as AXO programs, which is somewhat of a STEM program, and arts. And so being a volunteer organization, the Freedom Fund dinner is our key fundraiser for those type of costs that we incur during the year.
Have you selected the guest speaker yet for the Freedom Fund dinner?
We have a couple of people in mind. I'm not at liberty to say right now because the Freedom Fund Dinner Committee is the one who will, be a part of that announcement. But that announcement will come in May at our Freedom Fund Dinner kickoff. Okay,
so we have May 15th for the Annie Malone Family and Children's Services Day Parade, the May Day Parade, and June 15th.
June 13th.
June 13th, for the NAACP Freedom Fund Dinner.
That's correct.
Well, this is just wonderful, John Bowman. It's so good to see you. Always good to see you, man. You've been so supportive of me, and I just want to say thank you for all that you've done for Bernie Hayes, and for the community, for the county, for the city, and for the area, and for everybody in the world. Thank you, John Bowman.
Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate
it's a pleasure seeing you.
All right.
And each and every one of you, thank you for viewing and supporting NAACP TV, channel 24.2. Keep supporting Reverend Larry Rice of the New Life Evangelistic Center. Over 50 years he's been helping you. Now it's time to help him. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day. See you next time. Enjoy. If you're not vaccinated, please get your shots.